I mean, I think we just stay with it. Honestly, I think like you said, we had some good chances, some good looks. Generated some good scoring chances, and I think in the end, that's all you can ask for. It's on us to obviously capitalize on those opportunities. But I think we just want to keep shooting, keep creating those chances, and in our minds, it's going to go in eventually.
I don't imagine there's any discouragement on your part. Well, there is, because you didn't score and you didn't win, but just not any discouragement that they don't go in the bigger picture, knowing that you're getting those opportunities.
Yeah, I think it's one game, and obviously we're down 1-0, and you can't win a series in one game. So I think for us, we just want to stay the course. We got to get better in the neutral zone. We got to up our intensity level a little bit, but obviously last night we had our chances and had our looks, and we just weren't able to get it done. So that's on us.
Next up, we'll go to Josh Clipperton, Canadian Press. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, Auston, this group has faced adversity in the playoffs before. Naz's suspensions, Muzz getting hurt last year, and you haven't been able to advance. So what gives you confidence that this group is better equipped to sort of deal with the loss of John and push through it?
I think just having gone through it before, obviously that was just a scary situation last night, and we're all thinking of Johnny, and happy he's doing better, and he's back home now. So for us, we guys are gonna have to step up. All of us are gonna have to step up and replacing him. It's hard to replace a guy like him. He's our captain, he's our leader, and he's a guy that comes to drink every day and he competes and works for everybody. So we're gonna have to have guys that are gonna come in and step up and obviously make an impact.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you always want to embrace more ice time, more responsibility, and I don't know. Last game wasn't our best game, but with John going down, there's going to be lots of guys that have to step up, play more in different situations, and I think that there's lots of guys on our team who are ready for that.
And just having Engvall back and playing with him again, what do you think that will be like tomorrow?
Yeah, he brings a lot of energy, a lot of speed. Hard guy to play against, just with how long he is and how fast he is. So I've played with him a lot this year, like playing with him, and I think that the three of us can do a good job out there.
Next up, we'll go to Luke Fox, Sportsnet. Go ahead, Luke.
Hi, Alex. I'm just wondering strategically last night if Montreal did anything that surprised you, or did it feel similar, their game plan, to what they brought in the regular season?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's anything that surprised us, but they were engaged from the get-go, and I don't think that we were necessarily. I think that took us a little bit to get into it, and there's no excuse for that. And I'm sure we'll be better next game, but they've played the same way. They play physical, and we've got to match their intensity while kind of maintaining our style of game.
And last one here, we'll go to Mark Masters, TSN. Go ahead, Mark.
Alex, how would you describe the mood around the team today, the atmosphere at today's practice?
I think the mood was pretty good. I mean, it was obviously a very scary incident yesterday, and I think that everyone's thinking about John right now. We've all been in communication with him, and from all accounts, he's doing well. So we're happy with that. And I mean, I think that we've got to focus on winning hockey games here, and obviously it's a big boost knowing that he's doing well.
Morgan, what's the feeling around there this morning? Certainly with some good news about John and looking ahead to game 2.
Yeah, I mean, as it relates to John, I think we're happy that he's up and talking, and I think he's feeling okay. Obviously, a bit of a scary situation, but we're happy that he's doing okay. And in terms of game 2, we're just, trying to work. We had a good practice day, had a good meeting. We know what we have to do. It's up to us now to go out there and work and even this thing up.
Next up, we'll go to Mark Masters, TSN. Go ahead, Mark.
Morgan, Auston was just telling us that John does a lot behind the scenes that obviously we don't see. How would you characterize what you're missing with him out of the equation right now?
Yeah, I mean, that's your captain. I think he has a lot on his plate just on a day-to-day in that role, and I think he handles it with class. And obviously on the ice, his play speaks for itself. So, I mean, missing him is tough, but, the expectation is that we're going to have guys that can embrace bigger roles and step up and play well. And, in order to get back in this series, that's what we're going to need. So, I mean, we know how to do it. We got the guys that can do it. Now it's about going out there and executing, working, and making sure it gets done.
In that vein, what have you seen from the group this season when you have faced the adversity that gives you confidence that you can meet this moment?
Yeah, I think we've always been able to respond. I mean, we knew that, during this playoff journey, it wasn't always going to be easy. We weren't going to win every game. Losses are bound to happen. So now it's important that we respond. We come back tomorrow confident, with belief in our group. So the challenge is on us now to bring it tomorrow and really show up.
Next up, we'll go to Chris Johnston, Sportsnet. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, Morgan, I'm just wondering from the hockey standpoint of last night, where do you think the game can be cleaned up or improved in?
I think generally speaking, obviously the power play, can be better. I thought the PK was pretty good. And I think that, our team can just play with more speed. I think that at times we got stalled a little bit and we weren't really moving our feet, especially as D-man. And I think that impacts the forecheck when we got guys at the blue line, not with speed. We put it in. It's, it's easier on their D to break out. So generally speaking, I think there's more speed to be had by us and, playing harder on the forecheck, and that's timing with speed and everything. So we know what we have to clean up, and we talked about some other stuff here today that is important that we carry over to tomorrow night's game.
Obviously injuries are a part of the sport and these things happen, but can you put it into perspective what last night was like for you and what you witnessed with John?
Yeah, obviously a very scary moment. John's a good friend that everybody was very concerned about. Happy to know that everything's looking on the ups, but definitely a moment where, your mind raced a little bit. You think about his family and them having to watch that, and just seeing your buddy on the ice like that is a scary moment.
What's important when it happens in a playoff series like this in terms of how you handle it as a team? How do you kind of process it? I don't want to say move past it, but move on, I guess, without him playing.
Well, we know John wants us to move on and get ready for next game. Our thoughts are with him, and we want to win hockey games so we can get him back in the lineup. So he's a big contributor, and the only way that can happen is by us winning games. So we have to do our job. We have to win hockey games, and that's what John wants us to do. So you move past, and obviously there'd be lots of conversations with him over the course of the time here to make sure that he's doing all right. But as players, when it's game time, we got to get ready to play.
Next up, we'll go to Terry Coshan, Toronto Sun. Go ahead, Terry.
Hey, Jason, what's the key for guys like Auston and Mitch when they get the chances that they did last night and it doesn't drop for them? And, probably put a little bit more on themselves to produce tomorrow night. But do you try not to keep in mind that it's Carey Price you're playing against and all this sort of thing? What's the key for them, do you think, tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think those guys, they're competitive. They want to do well every night, whether it's regular season, playoffs. If they have a night where they don't score, they're looking to come back hungry. I imagine no different now. It's important they know that it's a team sport and that we have to contribute in the bottom of the lineup to help those guys, but in knowing that they're going to elevate their game to another level just like everybody else. So we got lots of confidence in those guys. They're the least of our worries. When they get looks, puck starts going in for them. So, we just got to stick to it.
Next up, we'll go to Jonas Siegel, The Athletic. Go ahead, Jonas.
Hey, Jason, it looked like you were pretty close there with John last night. I'm just wondering what kind of role you were trying to play in that situation.
Well, he was picking up my voice, so I was just trying to keep him calm. Scary moment, and he wasn't really responding to too much that was going on. So I was just trying to keep him calm. And I actually talked to him when I got home, and he said that he picked up my voice and recognized it. So I think that's why I just tried to keep talking him through it, just to calm down. Scary situation. You're just trying to get him to calm down and get him on that stretcher as soon as possible, just so that they can then do all the tests and make sure that he's okay. So that's kind of all I was trying to do, is just keep him calm.
Next up, we'll go to Mark Masters, TSN. Go ahead, Mark.
Jason, what sort of potential do you see for that new look second line now with Alex there and Nick and William?
Yeah, Chucky's a great forechecker. Nicky's a guy that's played center this year probably more than he has in the past because of some of the moves they made in Columbus. So he's comfortable there, and just a heavy line. I thought Willie was phenomenal last night. So he's going to continue that, and they're going to be a good line for us. So, but definitely lots of good options there. A good strong forechecking line for sure, and then Willie's got the touch.
Yeah, I think that's probably been the biggest thing, is just that there has been communication there. I think that's put everybody at ease a little bit. of course, there was great concern last night. Even today, just talking to a lot of our medical people and trainers and such, I know it was a big thing that was on our players' minds. They were asking for a lot of updates and things like that throughout the remainder of the game and after, of course. So that's it's good to have that communication and see that he's doing well and resting at home. Of course, we're very, very relieved. Very relieved at that, and now as we've got to pick up here, not just from that, of course, but coming off of a loss last night, we've got to gather ourselves and be better.
Next up, we'll go to Josh Clipperton, Canadian Press. Go ahead, Josh.
Hey, Sheldon, just building on that, what was your sense of the mood of the team this morning and after last night, and what's sort of your overall message to the group? We saw you bring them together at the end of a very brief practice.
I think the mood was fine. I think the guys don't like what happened last night. Don't like the result, of course. I think they recognize we can be a whole lot better. But yet also recognize that you're right there in the game, and you give them a break and they make good on it, and we didn't make good on our breaks. So I think it's just our guys knowing that it's a long series and playoffs have lots of ups and downs and twists and turns, and it's on us here now to respond. And I think that's why the guys came in today, just focused on that and remain confident, and we regroup and go back at it tomorrow.
Next up, we'll go to Lance Hornby, Toronto Sun. Go ahead, Lance.
Sheldon, last night, Nick Foligno said next man up is in terms of who might be coming into the lineup. Can you talk about what Pierre and Galchenyuk could bring tomorrow night?
Both guys bring degrees of speed and skill. The dynamics of our group change when John's not in. So I just feel we have to make some changes to compensate for that and give us, a little bit more of a push offensively and greater depth throughout, the skill and speed department.
Next up, we'll go to Mark Masters, TSN. Go ahead, Mark.
Sheldon, why are you opting for Nick in the middle, and what's the status of Jack Campbell?
Maintenance day for Jack. Nick's played a lot of center. Played a lot of center in Columbus before he came here this season. We don't have an abundance of options there, and just like the look of that, the ability to put Galchenyuk in that spot. I think Nick, even when he plays left wing, he ends up spending a lot of time playing low in the defensive zone because he's usually high in the offensive zone, usually the first guy back, and he's very comfortable playing down low in our own end. So it's a pretty natural fit there, and he's more than willing. Even last night on the bench, he was, telling me he was more than comfortable to play center to fill in for John if I needed him to, and we used him a little bit there yesterday. And we'll look to give him more time there tomorrow.